And welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond. I'm Callum. That's Kyle. Kyle, how are we doing?
Um, yeah, went to work. I was quite excited for Ahsoka, and we got Ahsoka, and yeah, hmm.
Well, let's not waste any time then. Ahsoka, third episode. I overall thought the episode was good, but it too short. It was too short, way too short, and I know I'm only going to watch next week's episode and think they could have put these together to make a longer, better episode. Because it just leaves you on that little thing at the end, and it's like, this is like the midpoint of an episode we're leaving at. So yeah, but Hugh Yang was great. I liked Rosario Dawson in it as Ahsoka again. The stuff with Hera was a bit weird. I don't know why that was like right at the beginning. Like they made like a big thing out of that. But yeah, overall I thought it was good. I didn't love it, but I am excited for next week. But what are your quick thoughts?
Yeah, it just feels like a episode that was cut in half. Um, it was a good episode, but it wasn't. It didn't feel like an episode.
Doesn't leave you wanting more in a good way. It's like
Well,
some
it
shows leave
it
you wanting more in a good way. It's like, oh, yeah, more of that. This is like, this could have been a little bit longer. You could have added, you know.
yeah, because they literally just land like people complained about Mandalorian and how they stopped off at planets. It's like, oh, the ship is broken
Yeah,
down again, and they stop off at a planet, and they're stranded there or whatever. I get that, because they say, in the last episode, oh, we're gonna go to this planet in the Mandalorian, and then they end up like staying at another completely different planet and helping them out or surviving that planet. But at least, we get to see all of that. They just traveling. That in Ahsoka, they're just traveling, and as soon as they touch the planet, that's it. Like, it could have been like, oh, we had all this cool stuff, getting to the planet, and then we get to the planet, could have a nice, well-rounded episode.
yeah.
But no, this episode was just, it could
Filler,
have had,
filler, filler.
yeah, yeah,
It was.
but not bad filler, but any type of filler is bad. But this was a good, I enjoyed watching it.
But yeah, I've got a feeling we're going to get to the end of Ahsoka and go, this could have been 6 or 7 episodes.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be 8. But good things. Obviously, I want to praise Ray Stevenson, but we didn't see him a right lot in this episode. So I can't really praise him as much. He just had one like line at the end. But Shin, great again. And
She's kind of just doing this in the cockpit, but yeah.
just it's the acting in her eyes though. I don't know if she just looks like that, but it's just the acting in her eyes. But one thing I do want to say is, I think we both want to talk about this, is who the fuck is Marak? Is it Marak?
Marek.
Marak? Who is Marak? Who do we think it is? Go on, Kyle. I know you've been dying to.
Star Killer! I mean, I hope it is, but Star Killer! Now, for anyone who doesn't...
Counterpoint.
Well,
Before we just jump in and say Starkiller.
mhm.
I think it will be Sam Witwer under that mask. I don't think it's going to be Starkiller though.
No, real quick, for anyone who doesn't know who this Star Killer character is, so, before Disney took over Star Wars, there were these little games. Well, actually, the first one was a decently sized game. The second one was a very little game. I swear, like 4 hours long. Anyways, there was this great game, and it had a sequel called The Force Unleashed. It came out on the 360 and PS3 era of consoles, just so you've got a bit of a time frame. It was great. Like, the combat was fantastic. The story was interesting. It wasn't the best, but it was definitely interesting. It was basically about Vader's secret apprentice. Um, and you play as this a Sith assassin basically, and it was brilliant. It was great. And Sam Witwer has done loads of voice, like he's done loads of he did Darth Maul in the Clone Wars. He did the Emperor as well in I
Clone
think he
Rebels. He's done it.
was it Rebels,
And he
yeah.
does it in the games as well.
Yeah, so he's got a lot of credit. He's like, you know, he's like Dave Filoni. He knows Star Wars lore. He knows it to the T, and he's very much like, if you can fit the character in, great. If not, you know, don't. He only wants Starkiller or, you know, anything of that character to be in the canon if it fits. He's very much against just putting it in for the sake of fan service. He is a badass character, way too powerful to be the same exact Starkiller, which is what I'm going to say here. I think it's a version of it's like an alternate version of Starkiller.
Right.
Because, you know, at the end of the day, people know this character. The people that do know the character, and when they see his face, they'll be like, oh, it's him. It'd be kind of weird to completely change it to something else. Let him still be Starkiller, but just on a smaller scale. Nothing too big, you know. He doesn't need his own story, otherwise that would be cool. But
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna do that here. Just have him a cameo that has a role. The best way I can put it. But yeah, if it's Sam Witwer under there, I'm still happy. If it's not Starkiller, if it is Starkiller, either way, I'm still happy. If it is Sam Witwer, if it isn't, I don't know who it is. He's still really cool. He's a badass looking Inquisitor, I think.
I
Is he
don't
Inquisitor?
think he's an Inquisitor. I just think he has an Inquisitor's lightsaber. Because that armour is not Inquisitor armour. The
Yeah, it's very
armour,
old.
The
Yeah.
Inquisitor armour is very...
It's a bit more sleek and roby, isn't it?
It looks like fancy Stormtrooper armour. This is not Inquisitor armour. He might be an Inquisitor, but I don't think he is, because I think all the Inquisitors were killed. But another thing that's going to your point is, if it is Vader's apprentice, Ahsoka, Anakin's apprentice, Vader's apprentice finds an Inquisitor's lightsaber. Ahsoka's crystals in her new saber were purified from an Inquisitor's lightsaber. So just putting the similarities there.
Imagine if you're saying Ahsoka's gonna go against her now, you know, when obviously Anakin
apprentice versus apprentice.
Yeah, apprentice versus apprentice, because Ahsoka was Anakin's apprentice and Starkiller was Vader's apprentice, and obviously Anakin and Vader are the same person, kind of.
What?
I love seeing memes like that where it's like, I have a theory, guys. Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker. I love those type of memes. But yeah, no, if that's the case, that'll be a really cool thing to do. But I think realistically speaking, I think they gonna have like a little bit of one lightsaber battle. That's it, just to please the fans a little bit. Well, yeah, but I think it's gonna be like a bigger one where it's gonna have the reveal and stuff. That one was very kind of.
I think we're gonna get a lot of lightsaber fights next week.
Yeah.
And then
I think they do want to focus on the Jedi.
I think the enemies are going to win. Because I said by episode 4, they need to be on their way to Thrawn. But, yeah. Overall, right now, you know, as of liking or disliking the episodes, Ahsoka is shooting 100% in liking every episode. So, that's good. For me,
it's more of like it's like a 60 on the first, and then it's like a solid 80, 85, or 8.5 if you want to do it in that terms. This one was like a 7.5.
Well, no, but that would say you like it. So that
I
would
like
be
it, yeah,
100% liking it record so far.
Again, I think Sabine, whoever's playing Sabine, I can't act to save my life, but something about it just feels really off with her. You're trying to recreate that.
I'm trying to recreate the fart.
Yeah, it's not happening. That's my
happening.
shit. That's
it
my
literally
shit.
was your shit. Yeah.
Right. But anyways, Sabine, I still don't get it with her. I don't really. Nothing's really getting me to like the character. Um,
I liked her in this
and
episode.
I'm sorry, but there's what's to really like. I mean, she's just kind of. Not to say anything bad. It's just there's nothing there to get me interested in the character.
You know,
That's it.
I wouldn't say this is like Avengers Endgame and it's universally loved by everyone.
No, oh Jesus
So
Christ. No, but on a
just a
serious
joke, just
note,
an inside
I
joke.
don't. Yeah, but with Sabine, I just feel like I think it's honestly I think it's whatever I don't know her name, whoever's playing Sabine.
I think she's
Uh,
Australian. No,
I don't.
that's not to do with
It's
her
just
name.
not.
What?
Yeah, just nothing's. It's not clicking. Do you know what I mean? Like nothing's kind of like it doesn't feel like a character to me. It feels like a very side character. It just I don't know, just something about it that's just not clicking for me. As a I'm more interested in the fucking droid than Sabine.
Who Yang's great
Um,
though.
I mean it is David Tennant, so
Yeah,
but still that shouldn't be the case for
but yeah,
Sabine. But that's anything. That's the only real negatives I have.
I ask you this though.
Um,
Looking forward to next week.
I'm looking forward to this week's. I was excited for this week's. Next week's, I'm just kind of like, I'm just gonna have to recoup that hype I had for this episode.
Because even though this episode was short and it left us in the shitter, I still think it's left us in a good spot for a great episode next week.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like done all
we'll
the setup
see.
work for a great episode. It's just
I'll
really
be
execute that.
Do you know what it is, right, Callum? I'll be completely honest, mate. If I could watch this, if I could wait and watch this till it all just comes out, I would. I just can't because
It'll get spoiled.
something will get spoiled
It'll
for
get
me.
spoiled.
Something, yeah, something will 100% get spoiled for me. Whether that's like a scene or a big reveal or whatever, it will get spoiled for me no matter what. It'll come up in my
How you just spoiled
recommendations.
for me that Vader and Anakin are the same person.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Spoiler warning, everyone. Anakin is Vader. But yeah, if I could, and I'd say this with a lot of the shows on Disney Plus, if I could wait till the final episode and watch it all then, like in one go, in one sitting,
Well, good for you.
I think I'd enjoy it more.
Echo is all releasing at once,
Oh, thank God.
so
I'm happy about that.
that'll be fun. God, do you know what? I hope that fucking releases on a Friday. Because if that just drops all episodes on a Wednesday in the middle of the week, I'm going to have to just get home from work and just...
Binge it.
Yeah. But, so that's our just quick thoughts on She-Hulk. But here's something I didn't think we'd ever be speaking about, Kyle. Something I thought, no fucking shot. She-Hulk Season 2 apparently is in the works at Marvel. Well, it was at least before the strike. Right, here's what I'm going to say real quick. I liked the first episode of She-Hulk. I loved episode 8 of She-Hulk, but that's because it had Daredevil in it, and show me Charlie Cox's Daredevil, and I'll do anything for you. But overall, as a show, She-Hulk, I did not like it. Now, do I think doing a season 2 could work? It could work. Get the right writers in and write it better. Absolutely. Anything's better. Anything can work with better writers. But do I think Marvel should do it? No. I don't think they should. Because it didn't work last time, and I don't think you're going to be able to win people back over to this. I think they need to put the money and attention into something else. Would I want to see it as She-Hulk Season 2? I'd be up for it, but I don't think they should do it. I think it is the dumbest business decision they can make right now, when they've got all these other characters that they could use.
Hear me out. I agree with you. I
want to see it. I want to see it, and I think they should do it. No, I want to see it, and I'd be open to it, and I think they could do it good and do it better than Season 1, but I just don't think they should do it.
I'm not surprised really. I'm more a little bit like you could have done Moon Knight season 2. You could have done something else, something this, something that. You know, but this just I'm not excited for this. I'll say this. I am not in any shape or form looking forward to this. Like, you know, it's not to say I won't watch it. I probably will. But here's the thing, though, Callum. Like with the first season, I think a lot of people did end up watching it, even people who didn't like it, just to complain about it.
Yeah.
Because you know, I was just seeing memes
Oh,
and
do you know
stuff
what
like
I'm gonna
that, and
do?
all the buzz and talking about it.
Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tag this video MCU just to see what type of people it brings in.
Oh, Callum. Mate, you like those comment battles. You're ready for it, you got your mechanical keyboard and everything. Fucking keyboard warrior.
Mate, no, it's mostly at work, and I'm just like, fucking little bastard, come here.
But yeah, no, I just hope the CGI is better. I hope that they don't do, you know.
Well, it's like CGI and stuff like that. That's at the back of my list. Good story first. And I think everyone can agree the biggest sin with She-Hulk Season 1. It was marketed as a comedy. Wasn't that funny? Do you know, the only thing that made me laugh out loud with She-Hulk Season 1 is Captain America, folks. I think that's the only thing that made me laugh out loud. But then I remember us watching it.
Fucks.
I remember when we were watching it, it wasn't like... it was like...
Yeah, I feel like they squeezed everything they could get out of this character in season 1. To be honest, you know, they had a Daredevil, they had the Abomination, they had the Hulk.
Do I want to see Tatiana again, though? In another project as She-Hulk?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I thought she did well with what she was given. I really feel like she did a good job at playing Jennifer Walters, and I thought her chemistry with Mark Ruffalo in that first episode was fantastic.
I think one of my favourite scenes is when they're talking to the Abomination. I've forgotten his name. He's
Neil Blomsky, Abomination.
Yeah, and when he's like talking about like, oh, how I was, you know, supposed to be the good guy, and you know, you kind of that was like, oh, that was a really good fucking scene for Abomination.
Yeah,
I think Abomination was not in it enough for me, and should have been really the main. If it was gonna be in it, don't have him as this weird main but side character in it. It was really weird how they posed it, and the whole thing, whole bollocks of the, you know, stealing her blood and you know, all that
like
shebang.
A vibranium needle.
Yeah, it didn't. And the ending was just. I get what they were trying to go for, like a fourth wall breaking thing, but clearly they don't know how to break the fourth wall here. They just, you know, it wasn't great. If you're gonna bring, you know, a Kevin Feige in it, just bring Kevin Feige in it.
Yeah.
Don't have this. Why did they have it? If it's supposed to break the fourth wall and she's supposed to come into the real world, go to Marvel Studios and talk to the head honcho. Why the fuck was she talking to a robot then? Why is Kevin Feige a robot?
I'll tell you what, another line I did laugh at, actually, though, after she's speaking to, you know, she goes, you know, that's just my thing. I smash fourth walls, and sometimes Matt Murdock. I did like that line, actually, as well.
I did like how she was, she also said to the Kevin Feige robot, what about the X-Men? And then she turns to the camera and goes, I did like that. So, you know, as a character, she is great.
Yeah.
But the story really just kind of.
The story didn't service how great this character can be.
Yeah.
Which.
Because it didn't. You know, I get it. They tried to show like she had like, you know, all the issues and stuff like that, and you know, they get a little bit political in the show. I get that. Fair enough. Whatever. I don't really care. This is called She-Hulk. It's a Marvel.
I remember
comic.
All these people going, Stan Lee would be turning in his grave when She-Hulk were coming out, and then that screenshot underneath, She-Hulk created in 1980 something by Stan Lee.
I mean, like I said, I agree with you. The character's great, but the show itself wasn't.
The show itself
First
wasn't.
episode was great though. I will agree
I
with
do
you.
think the first episode was great, but I do think as well because that first episode was a bit longer, if I remember correctly, than most of the others. Now, not long doesn't mean good, but they had a bit more time to maneuver
Flesh
in the
things
episode,
out,
flesh
yeah.
things out in the
He didn't
episode.
have to rush and then be like, right, okay, that's done. All right, okay, we've done that
But
for 5 minutes.
you
We've
never
done that
know.
for 5 minutes.
You know, from what I've seen online, you know, there's a lot of over hate of She-Hulk. I don't think there's not the right amount of, you know, criticizing it for what it is. It's just hate, and a lot of people it was hate before they even saw it. And that's one thing I cannot stand in the online movie world is you see so many videos now of people just trying to bring stuff down before it's even out.
I'll say this, Callum. At least it wasn't as bad as Endgame.
the very mixed review.
At least the writing was good.
Yeah,
you know.
the very mixed reviewed Avengers Endgame that is not split.
Yeah,
you know,
and this She-Hulk overliked.
Yes.
Overliked She-Hulk.
Yes. And you know what?
Inside joke.
While we're at
Inside joke there.
While we're at it, them Spider-Verse films are shit.
They're an exception, but they're still shit.
But no,
but in all seriousness, we're all for conversation. Just, it's, you know, sometimes it just feels like negativity is just there to spark a conversation. Like, a lot of the time, I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit off topic here, but it is still to do with She-Hulk.
It's very much to do with She-Hulk, yeah.
I mean, talk about the positivities in the show. The only positivity that I saw people talking about was just Daredevil, and it's like, well, yeah, it was, but at the same time, there was other good things in the show. Like, you know, again, like I said with the Abomination, I thought that scene was fucking great. Yeah. You know, I think the first episode was good as well, pretty decent. It was the best episode, I'd say, apart from the Daredevil one. And obviously Bruce was great in it.
And do you know, I just want to say this, well, the Daredevil episode isn't just the best one because it's got Daredevil in it. Everything they tried to do in the show was just done better in that episode, like the law stuff was done better. The comedy was done better. The action, better. More time to breathe in the episode as well. So, just everything was just done that little bit better in the Daredevil episode.
I'll say, I mean, was there a reason in the show why Matt Murdock gets his suits designed by that superhero suit designer? I thought that was a little bit...
That was a little bit far-fetched, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Daredevil wouldn't, you know, just keep the law that they've got with how his suit is. I like how it was before. Just keep it as that.
I do think we're going to see some Daredevil by the end of the year, though. It's got to be an Echo. Got to be an Echo.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, that's probably my only gripe with the Daredevil thing. It's not the idea of, oh, this dude's making all superhero costumes for these people around. It's like, all right, fair enough. You know, probably there is a business there in the Marvel universe. I get that, but it's just Daredevil didn't fit that kind of thing. It just like he's a very on the streets gritty. I get it. They want to bring it lighthearted a bit, obviously, because it's you know this is tailored to.
Well, he had to fit the tone of that show.
Yeah.
And everyone who thinks Daredevil is serious.
No, absolutely not.
One of my favourite panels that I've seen from a Daredevil comic is Daredevil getting touched by a villain who instantly makes people blind when he touches them. Yeah. And then Spider-Man says something is like, oh god, you have no idea how wrong you are, or something like that. And then Daredevil like kicks him out the window or something.
I mean, like I said, I just don't think that part suited Daredevil. Fair enough, it worked with She-Hulk. It kind of made sense with whatever, you know, how she got a suit. I would have liked it being like a test thing instead of being like some fucking designer that made it. I didn't like that. I didn't like a designer making it. That was just kind of like...
Bruce should have really made it.
Yeah. It should have been like a material that he's been working on to help.
Which he's already made and developed.
Well, there you go.
Which he's got for his shots. But just to wrap this up, if we found out tomorrow it's official, She-Hulk Season 2 is coming, where are you on the excitement chart?
I don't want to say 0, but it's just like, okay,
I'd be about a
show
3.
me what you've got.
I'd be about a 3. It's just I'd want to know who's involved, who's writing it, who's directing.
Yeah, I won't say anything till anything's concrete. I'll say that. I get, apparently it wasn't talks, but I just won't comment till then.
Yeah. But sticking with the MCU, the Marvels.
Fuck off.
We've got the runtime. Maybe. They're just putting together a final cut now. It's looking like it's going to be about 90 minutes. Can we get some toast on Twitter? Has corroborated this, and he's said it will be 90 minutes, all killer, no filler. But then there's another one as well who's saying they are just messing with the cuts right now, and it could be an hour and 47 minutes with credits, and it's like an hour and 30. It's like an hour and 37 with credits, this other cut. So they're messing around with 10 minutes here and there. So they're just trying to get this final cut together. But even still, if it's one of them two, this will be the shortest MCU film ever. I don't have a problem with that. I will only know that this is a good length for the film until I've seen the film. And if the film is all killer, no filler, straight into it, then that's great. I like long films, I like short films. As long as that film's good, I'm alright with it. So what do you think of this supposed runtime?
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to cut straight to the chase, I just don't hope it's very, like with Ant-Man Quantumania, that felt like it was too drawn out for me.
And that was a short film as well.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that's not the case here. It's got 3 main characters in it, and Ant-Man had kind of 3. It had obviously Cassie in it this time, but the Wasp wasn't really in the film too much, and then they had her parents, Hank.
Yeah. Now I would say we've had 6 episodes of development for Kamala.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're being introduced to her in this.
No. But here's the thing. No, that's not what I'm saying. Is it enough to give them their own little bit of their moment? Because at the end of the day, this is all their films. They're altogether. It's a trio film. That's what I mean. It's just, are they all gonna get an equal split of the limelight?
Yeah, well, we won't know, will we, until it's out. But I feel like a lot of it is going to be them on camera together. So, yeah. But
I don't think it will be that much. I think it's like maybe because obviously with the powers they've got.
Yeah.
So if
well, I think
Captain
they're going to get together pretty.
Yeah.
Like pretty soon. Well, if it is only an hour and 30, I think they will get together pretty quick. But for all the people who are saying, "Oh, we want,"
here we go.
Your films, shut the fuck up. I'm saying something. All right.
You know what we need? We need like a Callum rant or Kyle rant, like a big red banner, flashing on the screen, inbound.
Yeah.
Kill streak incoming.
Run.
Rant airstrike inbound. Watch out.
But yeah, all I'm gonna say is to all the people who are saying it's just too short, bad movie now. It don't matter. You don't know until you see it, and you never know. We could walk out of the Marvels in what 3 months' time? Is it? Or is it? It's just coming up to 2, isn't it? Yeah, it's coming up to 2. We could walk out of the Marvels in 2 months' time and go, could have done with an extra 10 minutes in that. But you don't know. You don't know until you see it. So all the people who are panicking, just don't. Wait until you see the film. I'm happy. Short night out now. Get home and get to bed quicker.
You laugh so weird then. You sound like fucking McLovin from Superbad.
Mate, at least I don't rip ass mid-record.
Mate, I'd rather rip ass mid-record right than have that. I get to go home earlier. McLovin.
Your fart is soon to be the most viewed thing on our channel.
And I'm proud. What's wrong with that? But the only thing we go viral for?
You shitting.
Movies and Beyond, best well known for Kyle's shit. Kyle's farts and Callum's quote-unquote shit lines in the videos. No, they don't even say.
Yeah, I was gonna do it for the next topic. I was gonna put shit, but I didn't. I wish I did now, because it would have played so well into this, Kyle. Are you ready? Head of DC Studios, James Gunn, hates Tim Burton's Batman films.
What's the context behind this? Is this like...
So this is...
Not context, but is this him saying it on Twitter, or is this someone hearing it?
Classic James Gunn. Old tweets. Now, people are saying these are 11-year-old tweets. They're a lot older than that. These tweets are maybe about 14 years old. He hates Tim Burton's Batman's film. You can go on now and have a look and just read it all, because it's a massive... I'm just going to sum it up here. He said he hates Burton's Batman. Michael Keaton's voice was weird and stuff like that. He had a shit voice. And sacrilege to what?
Full on go on, say it like say it like that.
Oh yeah, this was a full on rant, like,
oh god,
but like 13 years ago, before, you know, anything. If he said this now, as the head of the studio, I think that'd be a bit inappropriate. But these are tweets that got deleted when he went through the last stuff with Twitter, because of his, you know, his old jokes on Twitter that lost him, got him fired by Marvel, but hired back eventually. But so he deleted all his old tweets then. So the screenshots that people got, like, they got these.
Weird how it's servicing now.
It's
weird how it's weird how if they've had
people,
that information.
Yeah, people are just waiting to release stuff and sit on it. So yeah, he hates Tim Burton's Batman, and he doesn't. Are you ready for this? Doesn't like Batman Begins, and he doesn't say. He says The Dark Knight's not a classic. Now, do I agree with James Gunn's opinions? Because that's what they are. We've all got them. No, I like Tim Burton's Batman films, and I love Keaton as Batman. And I really like Batman Begins, and I really like The Dark Knight. But these are just things he said 14 years ago.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm just gonna say this now. There's no point saying I disagree with James Gunn. It's like, I doubt you. You know what? I bet you'll agree with him now, and I bet he'll agree with you. You know, he probably does appreciate these films for what they are back then. I mean, Jesus Christ, he was a part of the Scooby-Doo film, you know, way back when. So, you know, James Gunn he's up and learned, and he's, you know, he's done his own. You know, he's managed to do his own style, and he's managed to really refine that. Obviously, with him saying this stuff back years ago, I don't care. I probably said, you know, I've probably said stuff where it's like, huh?
I don't care either. It's like,
exactly.
It's
you know, I've said I didn't like a movie. You know, was it It's like, so I liked Guardians 2 when it first came out, but the more and more I watched it, the more and more I kind of dislike it. And some films, it's the other way around. Like Iron Man
What
2,
Guardians too?
yeah,
You don't like? See, I like that film more. I watch it.
I know, I'm the opposite with you.
Ooh.
But with Iron Man 2, you know, I didn't really like that film that much, and I'm liking it the more I watch it. I think it's better than Iron Man 3. I'll be completely honest. Iron Man 3's decent, but the more and more I watch the film, the more and more I dislike it. Not because of the Mandarin stuff. I know people went shit on that. It was just, you know, it was pretty dumb. It was a
Yeah, but
kind of a dumb
Kyle,
movie,
not every Marvel film's going to be as universally loved as Avengers Endgame.
and that's what. But that's my point. Is you know, opinions can change. Opinions do change, especially a long time. What, 10 plus years?
Yeah.
My opinions change. You know, it's fair to say. But look at the fans. I mean, I get it, right? I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, it's the kids that grown up and watched the prequel Star Wars movies and now saying that they love them. It's like, well, no. That is true. That is very true. But a lot of people have come round to appreciate maybe
It's that
one, you
classic
know,
Star
one of
Wars
them.
meme, and it's Star Wars fans when it comes out. I hate you, and then it's 5 years after it comes out, and it's the Han Solo going, and then 10 years after it comes out, the Sacred Jedi text. Yeah.
Yeah. That's literally it. I mean, opinions
That is
change.
fandom.
It's just what it is, and you know, James Gunn, he's a fan like us. Clearly, he's the head of DC. He was a part of Marvel. He wrote Guardians for Marvel, directing. You know, he's a superhero guy. He likes these films. He produced that
And
evil Superman
and if
kid
he
film.
didn't like Batman at all, he wouldn't have put a Batman film into production. And
Exactly.
he's already got a director on for that.
Yeah, I'll say this. Hear me out. I'll say this. It's like me. I wasn't interested in the Michael Keaton films. I wasn't at all interested in them. I thought Batman was a cool character growing up. I never really watched any of the Nolan films. I only watched Batman Begins, I think, and I never watched any others. This was when I was a kid, and obviously I've grown up. Obviously the context is different here. I was younger. I was a kid. James Gunn was, young. He was still an adult at that time, but
What?
it's
James
still
Gunn's
then.
older than you.
Fuck off. But yeah, that's that. You know, opinions change. So what if he tweeted out something? It doesn't. I don't really care.
It don't matter. It's a non-issue, and all these people now are going, he should get fired from DC for saying this.
Well, these are the people that are saying, "Oh, this isn't relevant," and it's like, well, neither is this.
Yeah, it's
Irrelevant.
look. This is just yeah. He said it 13, 14 years ago. Who gives a shit? Really?
Well, there's just something to talk
gonna,
about considering there's nothing
yeah.
in the movie world going on.
He's going to bring something new to Batman. And for those who want a dark take on Batman, guess what? The head of DC Studios, who, doesn't like darker Batman films, is allowing one of his characters, because he's the head of DC Studios right now, so it is his character, to have its own separate universe film in Matt Reeves' The Batman. So if that's the type of Batman you like, then you're going to get them films as well. I think we're going to get 2 Batman films in 2026, Kyle. Brave and the Bold and The Batman 2. So
Yeah, I mean, I'll go see that.
I mean, shit, I'd do back-to-back Batman.
Absolutely.
Or bat-to-bat. Coining that right now.
That needs to be a fucking thing. After the Barbie Oppenheimer thing, that needs to happen.
Bat-to-bat. Calling it right now, Warner Brothers. Make it happen. Hire me for your marketing needs. Because I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, neither do they, clearly, in their marketing.
Clearly. But James Gunn, don't worry. Your job should be safe at DC. It's only the people who... we've got naught to worry about. Am I saying this?
Let's not even talk about this any longer. It's a stupid...
we wasted too much time on this.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? If that's his opinion, fair enough. Who cares?
If it still stands as his opinion, I doubt it, but I don't really care.
Anyway, mystery topic. Well, not mystery topic. One final thing, just before you go on. We've got a new Five Nights at Freddy's trailer. I'm a lot more on board on this film now after this trailer.
I'll be honest.
Nice, shorter trailer that's brought me in a bit more. Told me a bit more about the story.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to go into the story a bit more, but the problem I had with it is I didn't have any, like, scariness to it. The
Which
only
is why I
part that
liked
kind
it.
of yeah, I figured. But the only part that kind of like was kind of creepy and somewhat scary was the last shot of that one where it's like looking at him like that. That was the
Kyle.
only thing that kind of creeped me out.
Kyle,
What?
I thought it looked weird when I did it.
What?
Why have I put that picture of Josh Hutcherson in the corner? He just looks stoned.
Well, that's what it looks. That's what the a droid thing looks like in the trailer. Yeah. Yeah, fuck it, it don't matter. But yeah, no, it looks okay. I mean, it's coming out on Peacock, but we're probably gonna go see it in the cinema.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
cinema
it,
and Peacock.
yeah, it might be a fun time. It definitely looks, you know, it feels like Blue Beetle in the sense of the scale of it
Well, this is
and the budget.
Blumhouse, so that is the reason I'm excited for this. They've
Well,
obviously got a great track record.
yeah,
And
yeah.
now that we've
So, I'm
seen,
not saying the movie will be bad. I'm just saying it doesn't have that big cinematic look to it. It definitely looks like a straight to home DVD
yeah,
type of vibe. But that's, maybe that's the style it goes for. Maybe it can work with that or whatever the reason they went with it.
prime time as
Yeah.
well. What's October 27th? This comes out right in
Yeah.
time for Halloween. I think this film's
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
I think this film's gonna kill it.
Absolutely, yeah. I
I
think
think,
this movie will do decent.
yeah,
If they release this at,
like good for
now or
a horror
couple
film
months.
is like a 40 million opening. I think it clears that. I think it gets about a 50.
Yeah, I think it'll do fairly well.
But,
So, there's all these people that talk about it. You'll have these friends that have played the games and stuff. Like, oh, they're releasing a movie. It's a Halloween movie, and they'll be like, oh, well, what about Insidious Part 17 or whatever? And they'll be like, no, 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 come see this film. It's different. And I'm like, fuck it, go on.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. I think that'll do us for today.
Yeah.
Let us know what you thought in the comments down below. I've been Callum. That's been Kyle. This is
I am
Movies and
working.
Beyond.
I am working. Just quick. I am working on that video. I have worked it all out. It took me all day because I had to sort my PC. It's very old. It needs a lots of updates, driver updates, things like that. So when it came to it and I was ready to shoot, I was like, I'm too tired. I've got a headache. So I didn't feel like it. But because it's all set up now, we can go straight into it on Thursday, which is tomorrow. So
What?
that'll be a cool little.
I've been a sarcastic little cunt today, actually, haven't
Yeah.
I have. But
Yeah.
like, subscribe,
even-
comment, share, show us to your mother, all that good stuff. And we will see you guys. I don't know. Whenever, I guess. Yep. Take your headset off, Kyle. And now start furiously masturbating. He didn't hear that. He should. Yep. Or is he? See you later.